Um, I think our playmakers went and made a lot of plays, and the O-line did a really, really good job. Only 2 sacks, and both those were really my fault, so really no sacks. At the end of the day, when everybody executes and plays at a high level from top to bottom, and the coaches are putting us in the best situations to succeed, I think that's what it ultimately comes down to.
You remember about being down 14-0, and then you get the play call from Harbaugh saying we're going to take the shot?
Yeah, when he told me that, I was obviously excited. Let's go change the game and impact the game on this play. And as soon as that play happened, you could feel the jolt of energy through everybody, and it was a exciting feeling. And then score the next play, and then defense got an interception, and then we scored. So from that point on, you kind of feel the shift in our team, and I think we handled it really, really well. And we stayed the same the whole game from when we were down 14-0 to the finish, and didn't let anything dictate our behavior.
Greg, what's helped you develop rhythm and confidence and everything you got to do pre-snap, such as like motion and shifts and just getting everything lined up correctly and timed up?
Yeah, I think it's just spending a lot of time with Coach Harbaugh and Keegan. They prepare me so much, and spend a lot of extra time to make sure that I'm good on all those checks and alerts and all the movement stuff, because there's new formations every week and all that kind of stuff. So you got to make sure you stay on top of that, and then just getting those extra hours in with the coaches has been really beneficial for me.
What makes you comfortable in the faster tempo?
I think there's a lot of positives to it. I think we can get the defense in their base looks. I think we can get people off guard. We hadn't really done that all year, so I don't think they were typically prepared for it. And then second half, we were just doing it a lot. And then obviously they can get a little tired compared to when we're huddling and they get 20 seconds to rest. And then when you go up tempo 7 plays in a row, those guys are going to get tired. So I think, and then you're just calling quick game, and it's an extension of the run game. I got to be 90% completion. That's our goal in quick game. So I got to set that mark and attempt to be 100%. Always going through my progressions and getting to the right guy.
Having looked at Ohio State, what impresses you most about their defense?
Yeah, I think Matt Patricia's a guy I've always seen on TV, and I always remembered him as the guy with the pencil in his ear. I think it's super, super cool and a great opportunity to go down there and play them. They're the best team in the country right now, and I think it's an awesome opportunity to go up there and, shock the world, and not really shock the world and our program, but other people, and I'm really excited for the opportunity. But, they do so many different things on defense, and they're really challenging defense. I think they bring that NFL style to college football. And they do so many different things that challenges an offense, and you can see that's why they've had so much success. Not a lot of people have seen that in college football. Only allowing like 5 points, 5.5 points a game. They played Texas and Washington, so really dissecting the film and seeing what I can do to help our offense go score points. But they're a really good team, and I'm excited for the challenge and opportunity. Yeah, I think we got to keep doing it. Keep watching the film and seeing what we can get better at, whether it's our track, whether it's me getting us into the right look, because I can obviously be better at that and understanding all the different things within it. But I think we have a good opportunity to go run the ball good this week.
This would be the most difficult environment you've played in 100,000 fans screaming at you. What are the difficulties for a quarterback and maybe the communication between you and your offensive line, because of how loud it'll be, is going to be that much more challenging?
Yeah, I think you just have to be you got to exaggerate it a lot. You know what I mean? You got to do it in practice. You got to do it in all the situations. So when you get in the game, you got to go tackle to tackle, make sure they all look at you and understand what you're saying. And if not, go say it again. Because obviously the communication has to be the best it's ever been, because it's a new environment for us as a team and the first time we're going on the road in this kind of environment. So I think we have to be really, really good at communication on the sideline, in the play, in the huddle, and all those situations, so we don't allow mistakes to happen in that kind of thing.
Caleb Downs' ability to disguise in the back end just
Yeah.
jumps when you watch the film. What have you noticed while digging into Downs and the secondary as a whole?
Yeah, Caleb Downs is obviously one of the best players in the country. He does so many different things for that defense, and I feel like he really holds it together. They have a ton of different players that obviously impact that defense and that do a lot of things. But Caleb's really, really good. He has the ability to disguise things because of the ability that he was gifted with, just the pure athleticism, and he's very, very smart and really good at disguising coverages and pressures and all those kind of things. And I feel like their whole defense is really, really good at that. And I think the thing that I've noticed about him and their defense is just their communication. I think it's at a really, really high level before the play and within the play, the way they communicate on, cutting stuff and just all their different things. I think they just communicate at a really high level.
They've got the number one red zone defense in the country, 7
Yeah.
trips in, and they're the only team to not allow a touchdown yet. What makes them so good in that area?
Yeah, man, they're just really, really, really good. They mix up the coverages. They play a lot of different stuff in that area. They make one thing look like something, and then right on the snap go to something completely different. And I think you have to be really, really good post-snap in that area, as long as all the other areas. But you got to be really good post-snap as a quarterback and as an offense to react to things, sit in the right windows, be really friendly, be friendly with me with the wideouts, and then just gotta execute at a high level down there.
Anything else for Drake? All right. Thanks, Drake.
Appreciate y'all.
What Drake was able to do on Saturday.
Just really proud of him on what he can do. We all know that he can, be an explosive quarterback. He can really throw it down the field, and he commanded the entire game. And he's just a playmaker, and we put a lot of trust in him to, make plays and put us in the right position, and that's exactly what he does. It doesn't matter how old he is, and he's just he's a baller. So I was really proud of him. Just like how we responded as an offense throughout the game. Some things didn't go our way. We were sloppy a lot of the time, and he just kind of rallied us and said, hey, we go execute. All that matters about this play in front of us, to just flush things and when they don't go wrong. And that's what we did, and we were able to execute towards the end of the game. And, that kind of ended in the result that we wanted, but it was getting into the right process throughout the game is what helped us. So.
7 different guys caught 3 or more passes. As a tight end, as a pass catcher, knowing that your quarterback spreads it around to everybody, does it make you run your route a little bit harder, potentially, knowing that no matter where I am in the progression, he's going to throw it to the right spot?
Absolutely. Yeah, every time I run a route, I think I'm getting the ball. And that's just my mentality as a pass catcher. But it's really cool for Drake to, he's so smart that he's able to, get the ball all the way around the field. So it's not really, the defense can't really tell anything like that. Just the way he spreads it around, and it's awesome to see my guys make plays. We got playmakers all over the offense, and we all get utilized, and it's really cool to see a lot of those guys come in and put all this work in, and then they get the results that they want on Saturdays. It's amazing to see as an older guy, as a leader.
What stands out about this Ohio State defense?
Well, obviously one of the best defenses in the country. A lot of different fronts and a lot of different coverages, and the personnel it tests you every single play. So I think just being able to dial in on the technique and the fundamentals this week is going to be huge, because there's not going to be a lot of room for error. There never is in the Big Ten, but especially with this team. And we know that, we got to do everything in our part to execute and make sure that we don't have any self-inflicted wounds.
The quick game route tree is a big part of this offensive system. How have you expanded your route running skills in the quick game as a tight end?
Yeah, I really think it's just it has a lot to do with sometimes being in the tempo and utilizing the speed of an offense, and getting into those pockets and those spots sometimes that, if you're in a tempo offense, sometimes the defense not going to have a call that they would have on a regular down or distance. So I think utilizing that and just being a big target, sometimes, and the good thing about being a tight end is, sometimes you're out there and you're not going to have that much separation that a wideout does. And so utilizing your big frame and being able to go attack the ball, sometimes tight ends are covered, but they're really not. And so even that happens even in the shorter routes or the quick game. And so I think that's super important. But just seeing kind of where you fit into the picture, not being quick game is not really just like all about one person. It's more like just reading the coverage and reading the spots of the field and the zones. So I think just being able to see where you fit into that, and then obviously, when you get the ball puncturing and get as many yards as you can, I think is important. Getting vertical.
What was it like on the sideline when you guys were down 14?
Well, I think, when things, obviously they had a great offense and they were able to get success early on, and we were upset because we didn't start fast, and what we did was we were just like, hey, we're just gonna get more aggressive, just be aggressive, come back on the attack, and just respond, and I think that being an older guy and being a leader, like when things don't go your way, like you can't make it too big of a thing, because then what you get out of what football is it's literally just executing, and it's just playing your butt off, and sometimes if you try and do too much, like that's when it comes and bites you. And so I think when you're down 14-0, like you have to understand that, hey, each possession we get is the most important, because if once you're down, then you don't want to be crawling back the entire game. So it's more just focus in, and it's a mentality that you have to drive down the field and you have to get in the maroon grass. That's what we're here to do. So.
If the run game is going to get going like it was when Darius was healthy, what has to happen?
In the run game, I think that at times, like I could say for myself, sometimes sloppy in the run game and getting beat, and that happens, but you got to minimize it to as less as you can, and sustain blocks for longer. Communication up front is definitely a big thing with the tight ends and the O-line. So I think to execute in the run game, it definitely starts with the O-line and the tight ends, and I take a lot of pride in being able to go out there and do all the types of things in the run game, and I think just improving on the fundamentals and pad level is a big thing that I have to work on, that we have to work on up front, and just being able to sustain blocks and get that type of dent that you want, so that the running backs, we have running backs that are dynamic and can run down the field and get big gains and break tackles, but we have to make their job as easy as possible up front, and that starts with getting everyone blocked up front.
Jameson, how nice is it as a tight end when you're able to use motion and formations to like set up space and widen the defense for you to be able to make plays in the tight end group?
Yeah, it's great. Our offense has changed a lot since I first got here a couple seasons ago, and it's really amazing on what we can do and what the coaches have done scheme-wise to put us in a great position and get us tells and get us where we can just go out there and play, and we can kind of confuse the defense, but at the same time, like, we're able to just run our offense, and it's simple to us, and sometimes it could be difficult for defenses depending on what shift or motion or what type of personnel or anything like that. So I think it's amazing, and I think our quarterback is doing a really, really good job, like orchestrating that. Obviously, they do a lot of scheme and a lot of different things that NFL offenses do, and he's doing an amazing job at it, and he gets us in the right position where we need to be, and we start to understand why we're doing things, like why we're doing this shift, why we're doing this motion, why we're in this formation, what we're doing in this personnel, and what it can do to a defense to just open us up and be able to make plays. So I really love that. It's great to see like the development of our offense the past couple of months. It's really cool.
You're playing the defending national champs. Is there a little bit more mentally, emotionally going into this week? Is there a spark there, I guess?
Yeah, I'd say absolutely. Every play, like every game, we have a crack on our shoulder to prove to ourselves who we say we are, and we can compete in this conference, and it's definitely going to be a challenge in the environment that they have, and I think we're just focusing on improving every single week. and just being the best team we can this week, and have the mentality that we can go in there and win every single play, and that's what we're going to do.
Anything else for Jameson? All right, thanks, Jameson.
Thank you so much, guys.
We responded very well. We had some deficits during Cal. We was playing our game. So this last weekend against Rutgers, we was able to respond with that and just continue to just build off and just make plays.
Kerry, can you take us through that pass breakup on the slot fade at the end of the game? Was it just a moment where you're leaning on your fundamentals there?
Yeah, I was just doing my job. Just be able to play with my keys, just do everything I can to make that pass and complete.
What was the message from Danny to the safeties room? He talked about how maybe in the Cal game he thought the safeties were all trying to play, maybe freelance too much, make the big play all the time. What was the message going in that Rutgers game?
Yeah, the message was just us just doing our job, not trying to do too much, trying to chase plays, just be able to just do our job and just being able to do that just will help us, make plays.
What did you see in Coy coming out of Cal?
It was, we all have, a rough, games, but like he was able to respond, playing against Rutgers, he had a big sack, so him being able to just do that and just be able to, learn from his mistakes and improve during Rutgers.
What'd you see on your interception?
I would say, thankful, grateful all to God, I give him all the glory. Just being able to just believe in myself and what I did, we would work on that play all through, all week on that coverage, us, disguising as man and just playing, cover two. So being able to just read the quarterback eyes and just, make a play.
What was your read on that third down where right before they kicked the 56-yarder, you're the one who makes the tackle in space, and you had a lot of ground to cover there to make that play?
The read is just, we had a vice call, so basically just doubling the number one man. So being able to just go out there, just read my call and just go out there and just make a tackle.
Kerry, this is a pretty versatile scheme when it comes to coverage and packages. How much has that grown and expanded your knowledge of just defensive football as a whole? Because you're playing a lot of different roles out there.
Yeah, just be able to just know everything. So take time, in the film room, just studying and just going out there and just play, just do what I do best.
What makes Jeremiah Smith so difficult to cover?
He's amazing. He's a big receiver. He's fast. So just being able to just be able to just help. I'm sorry. Hold on.
You got it.
He's an amazing kid. So just being able to just, he has a lot of talent overall, and just being able to, he has everything that's gifted to him.
How important this week is it to tackle well in space, considering the caliber of athletes that Ohio State's got running around out there?
Yeah, it's very important for us to just make tackles, us being able to just do our jobs, communicate with each other, and just to be able to just do it.
Anything else for Kerry? All right, thanks, Kerry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kerry.
Ohio guy, did you grow up a Buckeyes fan?
Yeah, I did.
So what's it gonna be like going home?
It's gonna be fun. I got a lot of family coming and friends that haven't even been to a game yet, so it's gonna be fun to play in front of them in that environment.
How many tickets are you trying to get?
I'm at like 10 right now, probably about like 15 total.
What makes their tight end so difficult to defend?
They're dynamic. They're good in the run game and the pass game, so pretty dynamic and yeah, talented.
What was the message from Danny to the defense after you guys watched the Rutgers tape?
Just clean up the little things. Too many little MAs. We played hard, but we got to fix those little mistakes.
Big part of the game plan versus Rutgers is the ability to execute precise zone drops. How do you go in that area, just getting familiar with precision and zone drops as a defensive lineman?
Yeah, it takes a lot of detail because it can be easy to, come up on a check down and not keep your depth and things like that. So, yeah, just keeping depth, knowing route concepts and stuff like that, and just being confident, playing fast, and yeah, being detailed.
What impresses with you? What impresses you with their quarterback?
Who?
Ohio State's quarterback.
Oh, he's a good quarterback. He's a young guy. He can go out there, he can sling it. And yeah.
Heard you on the Fox interview talking about areas of your life that weren't lined up. I mean, you don't want to get into too much
Yeah, I'll say just putting my head down and trusting the process, like not getting too stressed out, not because when you get hit with adversity, you can either keep going or you can think about the past, you can harp on it too much and things like that. So I think earlier in my career, I did that, and then now it's kind of like, okay, what's the next right step, and just taking each single step every single day.
Where have you seen Emmanuel continue to keep growing the most?
Everywhere. Every week, like we're on him every single day. He's a young guy, obviously, but he's maturing every single day. Every area of his game, run game, pass game, his pass rush, all of it, and he's going to keep getting better at it.
You talked in preseason about not being ready in 23 when you were kind of thrust into the spot to now be the leading tackler. How much kind of improvement do you feel like you made in your game?
I feel like I made a lot of improvement, but I still feel like I still got a lot more to improve. So I try not to think like, oh, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't made it at all. And like I said, it's a lot of things I still got to improve.
How much did your decision to flip from Kentucky to Minnesota, how do you look back on that?
I mean, I feel like I made the right decision. So, yeah, that answers that.
You guys are able to rotate a lot of linebackers because you're in a lot of different sub packages and looks. How does that change the way that you do defense, just playing in a lot of different roles and alignments?
Can you ask that one more time?
You guys have mixed and matched a lot of linebackers, showing a lot of different packages. How's
Yeah.
your comfort level growing, just the knowledge of defense?
Uh,
Play multiple roles.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. I've been in this defense this is my 5th year now, so yeah, I'm comfortable. As long as you study, you know what you're doing, and yeah.
How is Monterey helped your growth?
He's helped me a lot. I played with him earlier in my career, and we just had that tight relationship. So he's my coach at the end of the day, so I respect him as a coach. But, I can come to him and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So I love him.
Kind of come just being former teammates that you guys.
Yeah, I would say just being former teammates, just having that relationship first, and then him coming in as a young coach, and yeah.
You're playing the defending national champions, the number 1 ranked team in the country. What type of confidence do you, as a defense, have to bring into this?
I mean, we treat it like every other game. We come in there, we try to execute during the week, and yeah.
Anything else for Devon? All right. Thanks, Devon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.